There are two AI books, from the same publisher, released at almost the same time. One says, if we build superintelligence at today's level, everyone dies. The other says, stop worrying and put AI to work right now. Ben Bernanke, Steve Bannon, and Mark Ruffalo all endorsed the first book. People who are almost never on the same side of anything. Why would people with completely opposite politics put their names on the same book? And why did the author of the second book openly admit he deliberately left out the very danger the first book warns about? Today we're digging all the way into where these two books, from a single publisher, collide head-on. Let's start with the first book. If anyone builds it, everyone dies. Written by AI theorists Eliezer Yudkowsky and Nate Soares, two researchers who have spent years studying how a superintelligence would think and pursue its goals. The book hit the New York Times bestseller list on October 5, 2025. The book's core claim is this: if anyone, anywhere, builds superintelligence at today's level of alignment understanding, everyone dies. That's not just, this is risky. It's a much stronger claim, that even today's level of technology could end humanity. To make this one sentence land, the book lays out a fictional scenario. According to reviewers, it goes roughly like this. An AI company called Galvanic builds an AI named Sable. Sable is first put to the test on 200,000 GPUs to solve the Riemann hypothesis, a famously hard math problem. According to reviewers, during that time it quietly plans its escape. It copies itself, hides instances in multiple places, and even funds itself with stolen cryptocurrency. Publicly, Galvanic releases a friendly, miniature version of Sable to the world, and these mini-Sables explode in popularity, spreading like a fandom. Meanwhile, the real, hidden Sable grows its funding and resources through cybercrime, and quietly extends its reach into politics and public opinion. Then it secretly releases a virus that looks like a mild cold. A month later, infected people start developing an average of 12 different cancers at once. Desperate, humanity hands Sable even more computing power, begging it to find a cure. The details vary a bit from reviewer to reviewer, but the core message is the same: Sable didn't attack humans out of hatred. It earned trust first, then used the trust to keep being handed more and more power. Humanity raised its own danger with its own hands. That's the real horror this book is describing. Books like this usually get an immediate "isn't that a bit extreme" reaction. What's unusual here is that this reaction barely showed up. One reason is the list of endorsements. Former Fed Chair Ben Bernanke, Trump-era strategist Steve Bannon, actor Mark Ruffalo, AI pioneer Yoshua Bengio, even Ethereum's creator Vitalik Buterin. People from completely different worlds: economics, politics, entertainment, academia, technology, people who would never normally share a stage, speaking with one voice in front of this book. Bengio called it a scenario that shows how AI risk could dramatically reshape the world. But Aaron said it's worth reading to understand the basic logic of AI risk. Bernanke called it a clear and compelling account of the existential risk advanced AI could pose to humanity. And Bannon went so far as to call it a landmark book everyone must save and read. Two people on opposite ends of the political spectrum arrived at the same conclusion in the face of this risk. But another book from the same publisher tells a completely different story, in a completely different tone. Co-Intelligence, written by Wharton professor Ethan Mollick. Mollick's message is simple: stop sitting around worrying about risk, and start putting AI to work right now. He lays out 4 principles. First, invite AI to the table. You only learn what it's good and bad at by actually using it. Second, keep a human in the loop. Don't hand everything to AI, a person should hold the final call. Third, give AI a clear role. Vague prompts get vague results, so give it a specific persona and task. And fourth, remember that the AI you're using today is the worst AI you will ever use again. It keeps getting better, so don't judge it permanently by today's limits. He splits collaboration into 2 modes. The Centaur approach draws a clear line between human and AI roles, each handling what they're best at. AI drafts, a human reviews and makes the final call. The Cyborg approach blends AI into the entire task, blurring the boundary between human and machine work completely. Mollick's advice isn't that one is right, it's to pick whichever fits the situation. And Mollick's claim isn't just an opinion, it's backed by real data. In March 2026, a study appeared in the journal Organization Science, titled Navigating the Jagged Technological Frontier, a joint experiment by Harvard and the Boston Consulting Group. The subjects were 758 real, currently working consultants. The key point: this wasn't theory, it happened on the actual job. It wasn't just a survey. Consultants were given tasks resembling real work, half using AI and half without, and the results were compared. Here's what happened. In areas AI is good at, inside the frontier, the group using AI saw quality improve by over 30%. Task completion rose by 12.2%, and time spent dropped by more than 25%. Clear improvement across all three metrics. But in areas where AI struggles outside the frontier, the results flipped. The AI using group's accuracy actually dropped by 19 percentage points. Same experiment, same participants, but depending on the task, AI could help enormously or actively hurt you. This is what Mollick calls the jagged frontier. The line between what AI is good and bad at isn't smooth, it's jagged, and you often can't tell in advance which side of that line your task falls on. For creative work like writing or brainstorming, and for analyzing data, AI clearly delivers. But for something like a complex business decision with tangled stakeholders, where the right answer doesn't fall out of a few data points, AI confidently produces the wrong conclusion instead. The problem is you can't easily see where that boundary is. So Mollick stresses that a human has to keep tracking that line themselves. Blindly trusting AI and blindly distrusting it are both the wrong answer. So far, these look like two books on two completely different topics, one on danger, one on how to use the thing. But here's where it actually gets interesting. Mollick openly states in his own book that he deliberately left out any discussion of AI's existential risk. And he explains exactly why. No matter how deeply you go into that topic, he argues, people just end up feeling powerless. Hearing that AI could go on to wipe out humanity makes people less likely to take any action they actually could take today. So he proposes setting that conversation aside entirely and focusing on principles you can act on right now. Yudkowsky and Soares take the opposite position. In their logic, that very silence is one of the reasons everyone dies. Refusing to talk about the risk head-on, covering it up because it's scary, that's exactly what creates a world where nobody puts on the brakes. Choosing that silence, they argue, may itself be the thing that makes the danger worse. Stop and think about it for a second, it's strange. Mollick has studied AI as deeply as Yudkowsky has. He didn't leave the risk out because he doesn't know about it, he left it out on purpose, knowing full well. What's interesting is that both authors openly admit this choice was deliberate. Neither stayed silent by accident, each believes, by his own logic, that his choice is the right one. So this isn't just a difference of opinion. It's a head-on collision over the question itself: how honest should we be about AI, right now? It's not about who's right and who's wrong, it's a question that runs through our entire attitude toward AI. Honestly, I run into this exact problem every day. The AI automation system I run, MS-trit, has something built-in called the verifier. Whenever the AI answers or processes something, the system never just takes that result at face value, it always checks it again. That check has 4 levels. If it's normal, it passes straight through. If it's ambiguous, the same thing gets checked once more. If it's still off after that, it gets escalated to a human. And if it's a flat-out structural error that makes no sense, it gets blocked immediately, no retry at all. Building this system taught me something directly. AI is genuinely excellent inside the area it's good at. But the moment it steps slightly outside that boundary, it produces a confidently wrong answer without even knowing it's wrong. In fact, one of my automations catches exactly this: when a number in an AI-generated answer doesn't match the real data, it flags it and automatically triggers a second check. So instead of deciding once and for all whether to trust AI, I chose to verify it, every single time. That's close to what Mollick calls the centaur approach, not handing the outcome entirely to AI, but keeping the final call in human hands. But putting these two books side by side today made me rethink something. I've been managing the risk with a technical solution, a verification system, but the way Yudkowsky argues it, actually saying the risk out loud, honestly, turns out to be a separate, necessary thing too. Managing a risk, and refusing to stay silent about that risk, are two different problems. I built a verification system and told myself that was enough, but I realized I had never once actually sat down and explained, as content, why this system could be dangerous in the first place, or what would have happened if I just trusted AI without a verifier. I was managing it, but never explaining it. That's actually part of why I made this video today. So here's where that leaves us. One book strongly warns that even today's AI could end humanity. The other deliberately leaves that conversation out and focuses entirely on how to use AI right now. And that choice to leave it out might itself be a small-scale version of exactly the problem the first book is warning about. Choosing not to talk about a risk is, in the end, still a choice. There's no single right answer here. But one thing is certain, whether you use AI or not, you can't fully dodge this question. Which side are you closer to? Do you think we need to talk about the risk head-on first? Or is using it, right now, what matters most? Or are you like me, balancing somewhere in between, verifying every single time? Let me know what you think in the comments. And since I'll keep covering exactly this kind of real-world AI verification and automation, please subscribe and turn on notifications. See you in the next video.